So you've already gotten your first y-intercept. Now we want to find out what our x-intercept is, right? To get that other point. So we can connect it together to create the what the line would look like. So to get the x-intercept means that your y is 0. So you just have to put 3x plus 19. Y will be 0 equals 3x plus 19. You subtract 19 on both sides to bring it over here, and then divide by 3. X equals negative 19 over third, which is about 6/1/3, negative 6/1/3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and negative 1/3. Now that's going to be our point, which is going to be attached to this point. This line is terrible. Just draw it as closely as you can, but that's the basic gist of how that graph would look like. So, yeah, moving on. Oops. Moving on. Now we're coming to the last 3 problems. Even though I'm doing these 3 problems, doesn't mean that these are the problems you have to do. You can do any other problems you want, but I'm just showing this as an example. Now it says write an equation in point-slope form of the line that passes through the given point and the given slope. So they give you the slope, they give the point, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, put it into the equation, y equals mx plus b. You know what your m is, 1/2. You know what your x is, 7. And you know what your y is, negative 6 plus b. 7/2 equals negative 6 plus b, right? It kind of looks ugly, but you just have to bear with. Subtract negative 7/2 on both sides. B is going to equal negative 7/2 minus 12 over 2. The reason why this is 12 over 2 because 12 divided by 2 is just 6. So that would be negative 19 divided by 2 is b. Now you have the equation y equals 1/2 x minus 19/2, right? So that's your equation, but that's not your point-slope form. Your point-slope form has ax plus by equals c. A, b, and c are constants. Just putting that out there. That just means that it doesn't change. Now you just bring this 1/2 x over, and you get y minus 1/2 x, right? Equals negative 19/2. Okay. Now, like I said, fractions are kind of like difficult to look at, and you just want to like even it out. So what you can do is you can multiply by negative 2. Negative 2 times y is negative 2y. And negative 2 times negative 1/2 x is just x. Negative 2 times negative 19 over 2 is just going to be 19. So that's your answer. X minus 2y is equal to 19 for number 1. Okay, now moving on to 6. So you have your slope, you have your point. I think this is supposed to be a negative. So you have y equals mx plus b. This is your slope-intercept form. You know what your y is, 2. You know what your slope is, negative 3/4 times x, which is negative 8 plus b. It's negative 2. Negative 2, yeah. Actually, because there's already a negative over there, you don't really have to write it. Now, negative 3 times 2, negative 3 times negative 2 is just 6. 6 plus b equals 2, minus 6 minus 6. 2 minus 6 is negative 4 equals b. Put it into the equation, y equals negative 3/4 x minus 4. Bring the x over, 3/4 x plus y is equal to negative 4. And now because it's, like I said, fractions, so multiply by 4x, sorry, not 4x, just by 4 on both sides. 3/4 x times 4 is 3x. Oops. 3/4 x times 4 is 3x plus 4 times y is 4y. Negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. 3x plus 4y is equal to negative 16. That's your answer for that problem. Moving on. 12, number 12. 3, you have the point 3 comma 0, and you have the slope m equals 3. Now, put it into the equation, y equals mx plus b. What is your m? 3. What is your x? 3. What is your y? 0. So what's your b going to be? B plus 3 times 3 is 9 equals 0. Subtract 9 from both sides so that you get b alone, and b is going to equal negative 9. Put it back into the equation. Y is equal to 3x minus 9, because that's our slope and that's our y-intercept, negative 9. Now, because this is in point-slope form, bring the x over. Y minus 3x is equal to negative 9. And if you just want to keep the order as x first and then y, you can always just multiply by negative 1. That makes negative 1 times y is negative y. Negative 1 times negative 3x, positive 3x, equals negative 1 times negative 9 is 9. 3x minus y equals 9. So that's basically the gist of this 7th grade worksheet. I hope these examples help you understand how to solve the other problems and give you a basic understanding of point-slope form. Okay, bye.